Next up, Sports Talk. Next up, Sports Talk. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Does help with the growth and the visibility of the channel. Thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you that continue to like, to share, and definitely to comment, man. I love the back and forth. I love the conversation that we'll be having in the comment section with each and every one of you on these videos here. I really appreciate it. You share your knowledge. I share my knowledge, and we share it together, and we build this football community on this platform. Next up, Sports Talk. Before I get into the video, because I got a good one for y'all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for another one, because without him, none of this would be possible for me. None of this will be possible for me, and I got to say thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every one of you, because without you, this wouldn't be possible also. So big shout out, big up yourself, enough respect to each and every one of you that continue to like, comment, to share, and subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what you waiting on? Please kindly subscribe to the channel, be a part of the family as we continue to build and grow. Double strap, because the content is coming, and it's coming fast, and it's going to be good. Let's get right into the videos, waste no time. We got Jonathan David versus Shaquille Pina and Myenty Abena from Suriname. The quarterfinal breakdown. That is the two Surinamese defenders against Jonathan David, who's on a serious form right now. And we're going to talk about it right here in this video. If you don't know, in the last 15 games, Jonathan David has 10 goals. He scored 2 goals against Atletico Madrid for Lille. 2 goals coming off the bench. He came in the game in the 66th minute and scored 2 goals to lead his team in the UEFA Champions League. So he's on phenomenal score. He scored a penalty, and he definitely scored a nice cross in. He got on the end of it and scored that goal. Again, these defenders from Suriname, good defenders. You got the Swedish league, which Shaquille Pena is playing in right now. And then you also got Sparta Moscow, where Myenty Abena is playing in right now. And they're playing good for their team. They're starting, and they're playing at a high level. Now, what I want to break down in this game with the great form that Jonathan David is on, what type of pressure is on that Surinamese defense when these two legs happen in Canada and in Suriname. Now, you're looking at Shaquille Pena. He seems to me to be not as aggressive as Abena, but he does tackle hard, which will give him yellow cards. Whereas Abena, to me, in my opinion, he plays really hard. He tackles. He's physical. So which one of these two are they going to tag team? Which one of these two defenders for Suriname is going to look to slow down this phenomenal form that Jonathan David is on? You know, Jonathan David gets into certain areas. His pace, his hold-up ability, his scoring quality is at an all-time high right now. And a lot of teams are seeking the services of one Jonathan David. So the Surinamese defenders have a lot of work cut out for them. They do give up goals. They don't give up a lot of goals, but they do give up goals. And I find that whenever I watch them play, the team plays together, but the back line, they seem to be not on the same page a lot of the times that I would like to see them on the same page in terms of letting some silly balls crossed in. There's no communication between them. Not the whole entire game that allows a player to get in between, get a header in or get a toe poke to get the ball into the back of the net, putting a little bit of pressure on the goalkeeper. And against a player like Jonathan David, who with pace and with his finishing ability, you're not trying to give Jonathan David an inch at the goal so he can score and put Canada ahead. And don't forget, you got Kyle Larin, who I'm not talking about in this video, who's also playing very well. And Jonathan David and Kyle Larin, they bounce off each other really well when they play together. And so you've heard in my first breakdown, I said the game will be won in the middle of the park. Other than the fact that going up the sideline with Alfonso Davis overlapping. You also have Johnson if he's playing overlapping. You got Schaffelberg who's also going up the sideline. You know, Richard Larea can go up the sideline. The options are there for these players to attack on the wing and attack, give Jonathan David and Kyle Larin great balls to cross in. Now, going up the middle of the park is totally different. But if the defenders from Suriname is not on the same page, playing against a on form, sizzling hot Jonathan David, it could spell trouble, especially for the first leg in Canada and maybe for the second leg in Suriname. But it's going to be a very, very competitive game. Very competitive game. One of the best games out of all these games that are happening in the quarterfinals, in my personal opinion. It's going to be a chess match. Not checkers, but chess. But it's going to come down to, I told you, the defenders for Canada, which I'm going to break down coming up next. They're playing at a higher level in terms of the clubs they're playing at than the Surinamese defense, but Suriname plays as a team. They play together. But on the other hand, you got world-class strikers for Suriname and you got world-class strikers for Canada. But right now we're breaking down Jonathan David, who's on form right now, going up against these two center backs for Suriname. Now, can it change? It definitely can. Players are still trying to come in for the quarterfinal for the next international window. But right now, that is my issue. My issue is with more players coming in and out of that Surinamese defense, where is the communication? Where is the trust? Where is the I got your back? I will play for you. I will support you in those tough areas on the pitch against a world-class finisher in Jonathan David. You don't give Jonathan David a running start. You don't give Jonathan David an inch to get a ball to either hit it back post or near post or even lay it off for Kyle Larin or lay it off for Schaffelberg overlapping, Alfonso Davis overlapping, because Canada tends to play inside out or outside in depending on what the game is asking for. So that's my question to you, my people. I think it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be tough. Both these Surinamese center backs, if they're going to be playing against Canada, they got to be on the same page. They got to be talking to each other constantly talking to each other to make sure that they're picking up the right player at the right time. Because given Jonathan, this isn't, no disrespect, this isn't playing against Guyana. This isn't playing against Puerto Rico. These are some tough games. I mean, sorry, Costa Rica, not Puerto Rico. Against Costa Rica, these are some tough games that they're going to be playing against Canada because of the world-class talent that is up front in the final third for Canada. A lot of high-class, high-talented, top finishers for Canada going up against, one would say, a not as experienced backline for Suriname. They are playing at the top club in Switzerland. In Sweden. They're playing at the top club in Russia. Can they turn it around? Can they work together to slow down this high-powered offense from Canada? If you reach this far in the video, do me a favor and smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button and leave a comment below. I look to hear from each and every one of you. I look forward to hearing from you. I want to know what your thoughts are. The Swedish league, they're number 2 in the league and building. What does Suriname, what can they offer in these 2 legs coming up against Canada? That is my question to you, my people. Again, I said I think it's going to be tough. I think they have to be on the same page in terms of the Surinamese defense. Pena and Abena has to be on the same page, or else Jonathan David is going to have his way with the Surinamese defense. Again, the midfield can definitely drop back and support the team. You have the likes of Haps can definitely fall back and support Pena, and then you have Geldern can definitely support Abena. But Malone and Paul in that midfield, they have to do their best also to support, because when Jonathan David is getting ahead of steam from a pass from Ishmael Kone or a pass from Estacio, these two defenders, if they're not on the same page, it's going to be a long, long night on both legs against Canada. That's the reality of it. But I'm saying that to say this, it can happen on the other end the same way for Suriname, because Becker is phenomenal. Victor is phenomenal in terms of they play together, they share the ball, and they scored a high clip. They scored a high clip. And I'm interested. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen on that back line and if Jonathan David can have success, or Pina and Abena can do their best to shut down the sizzling hot, the top quality, world-class finisher in Jonathan David. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are, how you see it, how you break it down. This is how I see it, the breakdown. No, it's not going to be 2 versus 1, but Jonathan David and Kyle Larin, they find a way to switch positions. They go from right to left, left to right. Will that be confusion for these two center backs in these two legs? It can be. It very well can be, and I'm interested and I'm looking forward to it. I got more breakdowns coming when it comes to the defense. I'm just talking about the center back defense as a whole. I'm going to break the video down even further and give my take and what I see. But what I've seen from these two last games, the defense can be a bit shaky. The defense can be a bit shaky, and you can't be shaky against a top quality finisher, top quality striker like a Jonathan David. Jump in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Stay blessed. Stay safe. And I'm out.
This is Next Up Sports Talk. Yeah, homie, that's us. You ain't tuning in, then you're hustling backwards. And we always keep it poppin', tell your partner to slide through. Every sport in the bitch, hit us up and we got you. Cause we what? Next up. Next up. Yeah. Next up. Next up. Yeah. Next up. Next up. Next up. Next up. Next Up Sports Talk. Don't even trip, homie, we got you. Yeah.